In the darkest corners of the universe, where the light stops to a crawl and where sound cannot escape, where time stops working entirely and eventually things in existence stop making sense. Chaos is an inevitable force on our world and our lives, so we've made great efforts to contain it within this space for only an hour a week. This is the Chaos Continuum.
What the fuck is
shit all
that?
day, bro. What do you want? This is the only thing I do. I
Talk?
hopped off. No, that does take energy, though. Just saying.
I'm fuck. I guess.
You fuck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Chaos Continuum podcast. I am joined here today for the first time in podcast history of all time. We have two guests. We have returning the chiseled smile, and one of my other high school friends, I So Smart, Josh.
Hi.
Josh,
Yeah.
lover of chicken nuggets. How are you today?
Oh, I'm great. I had some chicken nuggets for lunch. I'm doing good.
Okay, awesome, sweet. So, I figure we might as well go into this because we were talking a big game about it when we first got into the call. Gorilla versus a lion. So, like, who walks out of that?
Gorilla all day.
Why? I feel
Not
like
even
gorilla.
close.
This is such an
Not even
easy
close.
fucking question.
So, if it was like
Is
a
it, though?
tiger, then the tiger probably wins because tigers are huge. But
Tiger wins
But, like-
everything, but like,
almost, I think a polar bear beats a tiger. Anyways, yeah. So
I think a polar bear might champ anything. I think you guys are underestimating how fucking strong a gorilla is.
okay.
yeah, but how
But a
often do
gorilla
gorillas
versus-
fight lions?
Oh no. I think the lion loses for sure.
How often do lions fight gorillas?
They're not even at all in the same
They don't fight
area.
gorillas, but they fight other big shit. You know what I mean? Like, you see lions
But
take
they-
on hippos and rhinos and shit all the time.
But they hunt in groups too.
Well, yeah, but they're also pretty
The only
fucking tough.
reason-
Have you not
Like,
seen that
like,
video of
gorillas
that
don't
lion taking
fight-
on like 10 hyenas?
Yeah, that's hyenas though.
The only reason a silverback gorilla doesn't fight shit, like big shit, is because it is the big shit.
So lions weigh between 330 and 500 pounds, right? And then
Okay. We're going size, weight wise.
it's a helpful metric, you know.
I don't know, man. I feel like
Weight's
I could
important.
still stab the fuck out of a blue whale.
We honestly,
That's
And then,
actually that's a fun question. Do you think you could beat a whale?
fuck no.
No.
Because if you're fighting it and you're
Not-
like, say you stab into it,
So
right?
not like an aggressive like predator whale like sperm whales or like orcas because they have like actual teeth, right? But like if you went up to like a blue whale, you know, like
No, still no.
You-
I mean,
Okay.
what do I have? Am I fighting it
like a
with
spear, you know? You're like you're taking
It's gonna be
it.
hard, dude.
So
It's gonna be real hard because like you know how many like honestly feet of blubber you have to get through to get like
that's
you're-
what I was gonna say, bro.
and you have
I
to hit the
guess.
right spot too. Like if you hit it and you don't hit a vital organ, you just lost your only weapon and now you have nothing to fight it with.
What happens to
So
blind
stalemate.
whales?
You're gonna be
They don't find food and they die probably. They starve to death.
So if you do it right, can you just stab it in the eyes and then just wait?
okay.
You know?
Well, I guess you could do that, but like
Okay,
Why?
okay, let's be
would that
reasonable
make
here,
sense?
right?
Yeah.
Say you do get lucky enough to stab both of its eyes out before it takes you underwater into the deep, and you just float on the surface, right?
yes.
Yeah.
A blue whale has no predators. It is just going to sit there. Who's gonna starve to death first? You or the giant fucking animal?
Probably the blue whale, to be honest. I mean, I got some fat on me. That's
It's
all I gotta say.
infiltrate-
No joking. But
Josh has been bulking.
Oh, never mind. They've done studies on this, and they say that blind whales are almost just as efficient as non-blind whales because they use echolocation. I forgot about that. They
I
just
didn't think about that either. Can we get back to the main topic? Okay,
gorilla versus lion.
gorillas weigh between 300 and 480. They're about the same weight class, right? So let's just say that they're both 450. Yeah.
Okay.
So knowing that they're the same size, right? I think that monkey has more advantage because it can. It has hands and teeth, as opposed to like paws and teeth. You
So,
know?
but hold on. A gorilla punch has muscle mass density 4 times higher than humans, and like the strength of their punch is 2,700 pounds. I don't know what that is
Yeah.
pounds.
Bite force.
Yeah.
PS. What are you looking at? PSI. The PSI to
Yeah, PSI to pounds. I don't know what that is.
How many?
I
How many PSI?
1,000 PSI.
I decided to look up grip strength
It's,
because grip strength
200
could also
pounds
be
of force.
pretty useful in this.
It's
Oh,
The
wait.
grip strength on a
1,000
gorilla
pounds of
is
force.
500 psi, so 700 pounds of force.
Holy
So-
shit! Wait.
so
1,000
it's-
PSI is 14,000. Oh wait, 144,000 pounds per square foot.
I don't think you've.
That's what.
Okay. Yeah.
PSI to pound force.
Yeah. So you're talking about an animal whose bite is like 4 times stronger than the punch of a gorilla.
Yeah, but like, I think a gorilla can
Okay.
maneuver quickly enough to where it depends on also.
I don't know
Are
about
they?
speed.
No. What is the environment?
okay.
What is the environment? We have to set out
Just
the environment.
open grassland. Open like.
Then the gorilla loses. That's.
So you
Just
saying the
gorilla-
gorilla
No,
only
not even that.
wins if he can like.
Not even that.
He has to be able to maneuver and have, like, he has an advantage with trees
Because
and stuff
I also
like that,
I also
he can
don't think
maneuver
you
much
understand like how
quicker than a
fast
lion
like
can.
lions are. Like lions can run 50 miles an hour. Like they're fucking
it's
fast
not a-
dudes.
The gorilla is not going to be chasing something. It's going to wait until it gets close. And you all know what's going to fucking happen? I looked at the
Okay.
grip strength. It has a grip strength easily where it could just fucking tear chunks and just start ripping chunks out of this lion.
Yeah, the
I
lion's
don't know,
bite is
but
10
lions
times
have
stronger than that
tough-
grip.
They have tough hide though, and also like,
It's strong enough. 700 pounds in grip strength alone.
okay, but to be fair though, like lions fight hyenas, and hyenas have the
Exactly, they
strongest
get
bite
grabbed
force
all
of
the
any
time.
mammal. They have the strongest bite force of
Purportedly,
any
like,
land
proportionally.
mammal. No, yeah. No, not even proportionally. They have the
Isn't
only
it?
thing that beats them that is like semi-land is alligators and crocodiles. That's the only thing, I think. You look it up. It's pretty fucking good. They have a really high bite force.
You have to specify on land because if you just do by animal,
I did.
it's like the top 5 options are all water animals.
It's like alligators and like
Hippopotamus.
sharks and shit. Hippos. Dude, hippos are fucking monstrous.
This
Hippos
one,
kill more
Hippos
people
win.
a year. Yeah, hippos kill more people a year than fucking sharks do.
oh yeah, hippos do not give a fuck.
They don't care. They'll
Have you
fucking
seen
eat your
hippos eating watermelons? Like,
ass. Yeah, it's terrifying. It's crazy.
so you know, I'm fairly sure that a lion would beat a gorilla
I think
because like gorillas are not. I don't think they're as strong as people like think they are. I think
Okay.
people think they're
They are
strong
in-
because of King Kong and because of like Planet of the Apes and shit, but they're not like
you're gonna get backlash for that statement. I'm not gonna lie. They're strong as shit, though. I'm just saying.
they're strong as shit,
If,
but like compared to a lion,
if
like
they're the same, if they're literally both 450, honestly, I think it depends. Because if they're in like a small room, right? Well, then like the gorilla has no maneuverability, and because big cats are good at killing things. So
exactly, like the lion
And,
is
like-
already attuned, like naturally attuned to kill shit, versus the gorilla is a vegetarian.
well, I mean, yeah, gorillas being omnivores definitely isn't good for them because like
Well, they're,
they're
not. I mean, they're omnivores, but they're primarily vegetarians.
Yeah, and they don't hunt like
Yeah.
fucking.
When they say omnivore, they mean they eat bugs and shit. Like they're not going around like fucking finding a dog and ripping it in half and eating its intestines, you know?
Oh, they'll fucking kill their monkeys though and eat them.
Well, yeah.
They've done that.
But that's more like
enemy-
territorial disputes and shit. And they're like making
yeah,
resource
to
of it. They're not like
territory and
going
shit
out
like
of their
that,
way to like find a monkey and like rip its skull from its spine, you know?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, a lot of like omnivorous animals, like deers and shit, will eat small rodents
Yeah.
for like especially like if they're like iron deficient.
Yeah,
like they'll naturally go and try and find rodents to eat. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, nature does not
Like,
care
you can
about our
look up-
definitions. If nature is, what do you call it, in a poor enough position, they will just eat. Like, they do not.
Yeah.
They have to feed on something.
Like,
Because
have you ever seen those videos of deer like just eating like squirrels and shit?
yeah, they do not
I was
care.
like-
We do not care, and they just go to town.
So yeah, so it was a good time.
Good time. So hold on, that's an interesting one then, because like if hippos have like the stronger bite force and they're also massive, what do you think would happen if you put a hippo up against a polar bear?
I think the polar bear wins.
I think in general, polar bear would win, unless we were talking like water.
Okay, yeah, if it's in water,
Well-
shit, polar bears can swim though. You gotta say that much. I think that
But-
if it's in the water,
Hippos
I
are
think
also
if it's
attuned to the water. I mean, hippos can run underwater.
well, that's because they're fat. They don't swim.
They're
run.
also, hold on, hippos are also, on average, 3,000 pounds heavier than a polar bear.
That's bullshit. Because polar bears get to like what? Almost
They're about 1,000
almost
pounds.
1,200.
No,
Yeah,
males
right.
are like 900 pounds on average.
Okay, here's the thing, right? A polar bear's like claws, right, are like blades, like actual blades, like straight up knives, big knives too. So like, if the polar bear grapples it in any way, right, it's winning, right? Because there's like, it's like the only thing that the hippo has.
Okay, they got kind of close bite force.
The only thing the hippo has is its mouth, right? And it's gonna
Well,
be
it's also all
hard.
blubber. It'll be the same thing
Well,
like
yeah.
we were talking about, like fighting a whale. Like you can't
But it'll
stab
bleed
it.
out. It'll bleed out though.
Yeah, it's got to bleed out before it
Side-
can get its tusks on a
Yeah,
polar bear.
no, but think about this.
There's a lot of polar bear to grab.
They're heavy, right? But like, polar bears can. I think they have killed and hunted like what are they called? Walruses? What are they? Walruses?
The big tusked
walrus?
ones?
Yes. Are they walruses? What are they called?
Walrus, yeah.
Walrus.
They do seals and
So-
walruses.
From my research, I decided to
Okay,
look this
and
one up.
walruses get fucking fat. Let's be realistic. They're huge blubber stores, and like, I'm just saying they have.
They
I
also-
think that. I don't know.
I don't know. Walruses are like a bad example because like they're a lot more of a passive animal. A hippo is an extremely aggressive animal, and from what I'm
They
reading,
are.
Okay,
their
but
fucking
that's-
teeth could penetrate the skin
Oh,
and
yeah.
the flesh of a polar bear in one bite. Like it's gone.
Yeah, that's also the
Well,
thing.
that-
The polar bears are much more malleable than the hippo, I think. And they both, by the way, they also both swim at about the same speed.
So if they're on land, I'd give it to. I don't know, cause like, yeah, I have to give it to the
Hippos
I
are
still give it
slower
to
on
the
land,
hippo.
but
polar bears are just like. Have you ever seen bears fight? When they fight each other, even like they grapple. They like.
well, yeah, they grapple. I feel like that would be perfect for a hippo to just grab it at the neck and just fucking
Not
tear.
even. There's not a shot. I don't think.
Have
I
you
I
seen
don't think
hippos
that they-
devour something, dude? Have you
I've
seen?
them? I've seen them. I just don't think that they win. I just don't. I think that like. I think that.
Josh,
I
you're
think
just
the
thinking of
polar
the
bears
fucking
are
hippos
just
from Hungry
too-
Hungry Hippos, bro. You just think
No,
they're
I
these
think
cute
polar
fucking
bears
animals.
are. I think polar bears are too. Like they're too much of a versatile weapon. Like they just have. They have the mass, and they have.
They don't have
and
the
they're, like,
mass.
just-
The hippo is
they
way
do-
heavier.
I'm not saying that they have more mass. I'm just saying they have enough mass to where they could take it on and win. Like, I think
Hold
they're
on.
like one of the few things that would beat it.
Hippo.
In a one-on-one, I
bears,
really do
okay.
think that polar bears beat it because it's like, think about it. The claws are so like
So
the hippo
So,
has to get a hold of the polar bear.
on average,
Has
on the upper average, polar bears get to be about 8-9 feet like long or tall, I guess, if they're standing on their legs. Hippos, from their tail to their snout, are about 16.5 feet on average, on the upper average.
I still think polar bears win.
Dude, you're talking about an animal that is twice its size.
It doesn't matter that
Hippos
it's twice the
survive
size. I think it
Africa,
still
bro.
wins. They survived the Arctic. What do you mean?
Dude, the Arctic is way easier to survive in than
Way
Africa.
harsher. Is way harsher than
That is the
Africa.
environment, but the animals
No.
in Africa are way fucking tougher than the Arctic. You can't even fucking compare.
What are you talking about?
You got
Wait,
fucking
no,
lions
no.
and
Oh,
tigers
gosh.
and hyenas and elephants and giraffes and all this tough shit and crocodiles. Dude, you
There's no way.
Josh, the
There we go.
only way. You gotta think about this. It is
Wait, time out.
twice
Can we
the
talk
size-
about, dude? No, okay, they fucking kill
No,
walruses,
no,
and
no, no,
walruses
no,
weigh.
no,
walruses
no,
can weigh.
you are not
between
explaining
3,000
it. I'm getting my point in.
4K, bro.
Well,
No, don't
well,
start me.
well, hold on.
They
Do they
hunt-
kill
okay, and
walruses or do they kill baby walruses?
Listen, we'll have to. I'll look it up right now. Listen, I'm not afraid to stand behind.
No, okay. While you look that up, I'm gonna say my point. You're talking about an animal that is twice the size of a polar bear, and if the polar bear gets hit once, it has to have a flawless battle. And if
Yeah.
it gets hurt once, it's dead.
Dude,
You are looking at
Oh.
a tie at best.
no, I just think that they win. I think they're just too. I think that they're just that. I think they're better. I just think that they have.
Oh, look
more
at this. This is from
offense.
Poseidon Expeditions. It's a polar cruise. But a polar bear can occasionally catch a fleeing walrus on land, but even the biggest polar bear cannot subdue a healthy adult walrus.
Damn.
Hold on, I'm about to send you some shit.
And
that
how
I
big is a
found right now.
walrus?
They're about the
How
same
big is
size as a hippo.
walrus?
Listen, I'm about to fuck your day up because I just found a video of a walrus getting murdered by a polar bear. So.
A walrus. It doesn't mean it's the biggest walrus or an adult walrus.
It doesn't.
We're talking about the
it's big,
apex of their
but
species.
It's a solid size. Fucking. It's a solid size.
Is the walrus you're showing me the
walrus,
same
though.
size as this apex 4,000-pound walrus? Because if not, I don't give a fuck.
I think it's about
Is it
like
this-
3,000 something. It's definitely heavy. It's a big
You're
boy.
just guessing? You're just looking at it? You're being like,
What do
I
you
think there's
want
300
from
jelly
me?
beans in
I
this
can't-
walrus.
I can't tell you exactly what it is. I don't know.
How big is it compared to the polar bear? If the polar bear is
It's bigger than
1,000...
the polar bear.
Let me look at this shit. Dude, what the fuck? That walrus is not 3,000 pounds. No fucking shit.
What are
No
you
fucking
talking
shot.
about?
No fucking shot.
appears that the world's largest land
What are you,
Dude.
has met
Okay, so for people listening, for reference, this man has sent me a video of a polar bear squaring off against a walrus roughly its size, meaning that walrus
no,
is
it's-
not
it's
3,000
definitely
pounds.
bigger. It's definitely bigger than it.
They are
No way.
the polar bear is bigger.
That has-
What the fuck are you talking about?
Listen. That's
It mounts the walrus, and you can see clearly.
Until I see video proof of a hippo beating a polar bear, there's not a shot that I'm believing. That
I'm
a
saving
polar-
that. That's
that a
going.
hippo
I'm
wins.
I'm screenshotting that. That shit's going in the episode. That what the fuck are you talking about? That polar bear is legitimately smaller, or the walrus
Jamie,
is
can you
smaller
pull
than
this
that
up?
polar bear.
Okay,
Jamie, can you
well,
pull that
listen
up on
here.
screen?
Jamie, can we get
Jamie,
this? Hold on, let me.
Fucking
Yeah, I can do
go,
that.
Rocky.
What the fuck? I'm the editor. Let me do this live. Hold on, let me add this real quick. This is completely
Fuck it,
useless
we'll
if
do
you're
it
listening to
live.
this on audio. But if you happen to be watching this, hey Spyro, here, look. This is the thing that Josh has sent us. Look at this and tell me. Hold on, I'm gonna put this in the Discord chat too, just so we can make sure that we're all looking at the same thing. But look at this and tell me that this polar bear or this walrus is bigger than that polar bear, or even
It's just
close to
the
3 times
angle.
its size.
It's just the angle. What
Josh.
are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about the angle? They're right on top of each other. The fuck are you saying, bro?
The polar bear's in front of it.
Josh.
That's why it looks smaller.
Yeah. They're doing the Gandalf and the Hobbit trick, man. That polar bear is actually half the size it looks like. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you know what? You're right on that one.
Josh.
But look at how beastly that fucking polar bear is, though. You don't think it has a shot at beating the hippo? You don't even...
It okay.
Shot?
If it
really think it
hits
has a
all of its
shot?
parries perfectly timed and it can light parry, maybe.
No,
but like
it's faster, bro. It has to be.
they're
bro.
barely
no
faster. They're barely faster.
Maybe.
I'm talking about like
no,
agility. There's no way, right?
Do you know how fast? Do you understand
Dude.
how fast a polar bear would actually be and actually in mobility?
I'm not talking about running. Listen,
I understand it's got
I'm talking
scrumpy little legs.
like that side
I'm
to
not talking
side
about running
action.
either.
I think that in a battle, a polar bear will outmaneuver it and get its back. And once it has its back, it's over.
But that's not how bears fight. You're talking about the polar bear
What are you
strategy like it's a
talking about?
lion.
The picture, he's on the back of this fucking walrus. What are you talking about?
Because he ambushes it. But like when they're in
It's just
open
the same-
combat.
No,
But when bears are in open
The
combat, what
walrus-
do? They stand on their legs and they like grapple. You were the one saying they grapple earlier. What are you talking about?
Exactly, but if you watch a video of them grappling, they try and get the back.
He's yelling
Watch
so
the-
loud his
No, I'm not-
microphone is getting killed.
Hold on. If you watch a video when they're grappling, right? They
Yeah.
try and get the back of the other bear. Because
Okay.
then they have control over it. That gives you more control.
But
over your opponent.
also,
even
remember the
jujitsu
fact
and stuff like that.
that this hippo is twice as tall as the polar bear.
Yes.
gonna have a hard time climbing
because
it.
it doesn't.
What
It
is
doesn't
it?
stand on its back legs. Not taller than it.
it's gonna be wider and bigger.
Okay.
What do you
Okay,
mean,
never mind.
okay?
Hippo, yeah, is about
The
5
size-
feet tall, but it's still 16 feet long. Like,
Okay.
dude.
What is, okay, yeah, but the thing is like, the longer it is
This-
and the bigger it is, it's
Okay,
gonna have less
hold on.
and less maneuverability, right?
It's gonna
So,
fucking.
I think- unless like the hippo gets a chomp
Dude,
off.
on
If it
it's
doesn't
on
get a
all
chomp
four
off,
legs. The polar
it
bear is
loses.
still shorter.
Well, I'm talking about on its hind leg. What do you mean? There's no way a polar bear is shorter on its hind leg.
Not on its hind legs, but like when they're both on all fours. I mean, it's taller.
Yeah.
It's almost
here's
twice
the
as
thing.
tall when it's on its hind legs, but still.
Like if the polar bear gets its back, it wins. That's it. That's it. That's win con right there. That's
I
the
don't
win
know.
con.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm sure this has happened.
Because-
I want to see
because
what a
what
hippo
is the
does
hippo
when a
gonna
lion
do?
gets on its back.
Because what's the hippo gonna do if it gets on its back? Like,
Okay,
what is,
Josh. I have an image here that I am saving right now, right? I'm gonna send
Put it
this
in
to
the
the
chat.
fucking Discord.
Here, you can watch this one.
Yeah. And I want you to read the caption, because this says a max size. Fucking...
what up? I gotta turn this down and I'm trying to look at this video.
Oh, this
but
might
I'm
not
trying
be
to
This
skip
is
through
a
it.
max size polar bear versus a hippo.
They're honestly, that's roughly the same. Not weight wise. Weight wise, it's not. But like, as far as
I feel like
stature,
this image has what the fuck is the reference here? There's no like size or anything on it.
well, the human reference right there.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like
I
that's
don't. But
wrong.
it doesn't even say like. Well, let's assume
Because
that.
I can look at this immediately, and that
if it-
human is like, this is an audio podcast. I'm sorry, guys.
That is, yeah, this is horrible. So, okay, let's just say that the
I
human
always
is.
love you with that.
Pull it
let's
up,
just say that
Jamie.
human's
Pull it
6
up,
No,
foot.
seriously.
Do you
Jamie.
think the
Pull it up.
human's 6 foot? Do you like? Would you say that human looks to be about?
Yeah, but if you turn that human on its side, it looks like it's almost the damn same size as the polar bear.
Honestly, yeah. I don't know what the referencing is here.
Yeah.
What's
Did
the
I not
source?
download that? Yeah, where's the source, Steven? Where's this coming from?
Yeah. Never mind. Fucking don't listen to me. It's from X, also known as Twitter.
It's Elon Musk's polar bear fanfiction, bro. Like, here we go. That is way too big. Oh god. Oh, this is fucked. Jamie, pull it up. Oh god damn.
Jamie,
Why is
I
this
think we
image
should
so
move on
fucking
to a
massive?
topic that we can discuss.
Look at
for
that.
The audio
Look at that. See,
listeners
that's not
and
even fucking correct. That is not correct in the slightest.
You gotta show me what you're looking at because I don't see
The
it.
same polar bear shit that he sent to us.
Here, wait up.
Yeah, I don't buy your polar bear propaganda.
I just can't tell you that I can't tell you.
I think Big
Listen,
Polar's
I
trying to
think
fuck us
that-
from the beginning.
I think that the hippo has a shot at winning, right? If it gets a chomp off, but if the polar bear is quick enough, then it wins. If it's quick enough to get to the back of this thing, it wins. That's what I think.
I don't know, because they get attacked by lions all the time. How often do you
Yeah,
see
but-
lions walking away with a fucking with a hippo?
Yeah, well, this is double the size of a lion, though.
Yeah, but they get attacked by multiple lions.
Yeah, but well, if
Baby.
Yeah. Keep going, keep going, Mr. Polar. Keep going. What was?
I'm pulling it up.
Oh, are you streaming?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing it for you guys. Because it makes it easier if I'm pulling something up, right?
Yeah.
But like, dude, I just don't. I honestly couldn't tell you that I believe in it.
Oh man.
I couldn't tell you that It's hard because they would never ever interact in real life. There's not a shot.
Well, yeah.
And the only bears that live in Africa, I think, are fucking
Are there
sloth
any bears that live in?
I think there's sloth bears that live in Africa, but
There's
they're
the
small.
sloth bear is extinct.
more
Are you
Asia.
talking about the sun bear?
Is it sun bears or is it sloth bear?
Sloth bears are extinct. Atlas bear
Not-
in northern Africa.
Yeah. I think he's talking about the Asian bear. Forget what they're called.
Yeah,
No, I'm
Africa doesn't
thinking
have
those-
any major bear populations.
India,
Yeah.
Seneca, Nepal. Yeah, well, sloth bears aren't extinct, but they are. They're not in Africa.
Well, I guess like
They're in India, Sri Lanka.
Oh,
Nepal.
I'm thinking of the what do you call it? The big sloth, like what sloths used to be, you know?
Yes, the big fucking huge ones.
Yeah.
That I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure those were North American.
Yeah, they're Brazil, I think, or like somewhere in South America.
Yeah, okay. I just fucking can't right now. Close Discord by accident. Okay, we're good. Next, do you have any other topics for us besides animals fighting each other?
This is the whole podcast, bro.
Yeah, yeah. That's
an hour of
basically
this
as far
shit.
as I got. I don't know what else I had. I had something else. I'm forgetting what it was. You know, we had another. I'm not gonna repeat that I said on the last episode. We've had more people get taken out by cops this week. The government lost an F-35, and then it was found and put on Craigslist.
Are you dead ass on that one?
I need to re-look up the validity, but I'm pretty sure somebody found it and put it on Craigslist for like 35 or for like $1,500.
Wait, did you guys see the guy from Germany? Is like an 80-year-old old man from Germany had a tank in his basement, and they found him and arrested him for it.
Yeah. The
That is
fucking
actually, and I think they asked him if he ever used it, and he said I brought it out one time in the to like as a snowplow or some shit like that. I was like, that's awesome.
Kyle, have you talked about the Cash App debt?
Oh, I have
situation?
not. I've barely heard it. I saw one TikTok about a dude who had like $2 trillion in debt, but I have no idea what that
there's
was.
some fucking dude. That's true. $2 trillion in fucking debt now, dude. Oh my god. Did you hear about this, Josh?
No. Are you talking about the
Dude,
U.S.
okay,
government?
so Cash App had a... No, person. No, person.
It can't be. There's not that much money in.
Well, you could owe $2 trillion.
Cash
I mean,
App
our
had
government
a-
owes like $8 trillion. You know,
Yeah, that's a whole government, though. What do you buy with that much money? And
it
how
was
do
a
you
glitch
get
in it.
loans?
So I don't know, Steven, do you know how it actually happened?
So basically, Cash App had a weird bug, and you know how you can use Cash App for basically almost everything, even like online purchases?
Yeah.
It would, when payments would go through, I guess somehow it might have been linking to Cash App itself and not your actual bank account. So when you would make a purchase, it wouldn't take anything from your wallet.
You
would
still buying
literally-
shit?
You would
People were
literally
just allowed to buy shit.
go to Cash App. So he just bought $2 trillion worth of random shit. And
How
then
do you
Cash
hold
App
on?
eventually-
Actually it's a really good question. Like, I get you can have $2 trillion of debt. How do you rack up $2 trillion worth of purchases? Because this had to be a short amount of time, right? It's not like he was
You
$2
gotta
trillion
start-
in the
you
hole
gotta
for a
start
month.
buying, like islands and shit.
Yeah.
They're like
What
the
can you
crazy part is,
buy for
their whole
$2
nation-
trillion dollars? straight up
there
on
are
a Cash
whole
App
nations
purchase.
out there that
Because
don't
you're not-
have that much net worth.
Yeah, you're not going to like a
compare-
realtor and being like, I want to buy this $5 million home. Oh, I'm paying with Cash App. Like that's not how that
Yeah.
works. Can I get your Cash App code?
He bought a country.
That's such a good question. I have no idea how the fuck he got there.
I feel like it some
No,
of that.
I don't know either, bro.
I don't even know how that's even possible. That's crazy.
I'll buy that yacht with my Cash App.
Yeah, I'll buy all of CNN and a couple.
Dude, CNN isn't even worth close to $1 trillion.
I know, but like you gotta start somewhere. Just start
You'd have to
buying
buy the
companies at that
entire
point.
movie market. I don't think.
Literally, I think the only way you spend that much money is if you go and like literally just buy all of like BlackRock's
Dude,
stock.
Disney
The only
is
way you win
fucking
that.
Disney is 150 billion. You'd have to buy Disney fucking 8 times over.
Well, yeah, you'd have to buy it like
What is BlackRock? BlackRock's only at 100?
I don't know, but they own so much stock. Like they're
Well,
they're
yeah. Okay,
They really are
Vanguard
kind of
is up to 8 trillion. Fuck.
yeah. So you'd have to buy literally a quarter of Vanguard.
Yeah, or an eighth of Vanguard. Damn.
Buy
Damn.
stock with Cash App.
Are they public? I don't see it there. They have to be, right? Investment advisor, dude. This fucking country is so fucked. Like, how do you have? I'm so happy. Did you see? So that is also new. I think last night, or it might have been yesterday, but the UAW, United Auto Workers, went on strike. 30,000, I think, workers walked out on the job out of like the 100,000 that the union represents, which is good.
United Auto Workers. Yeah, I'm looking at something. I'm looking at it right now,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so I can add more.
Jamie, pull it up.
I'm pulling it up
Jamie.
right now. Hold on.
Jamie, can we get that on screen?
I'm looking at this. Yeah. So what the fuck is happening right now?
What is that? Is it you going live
Getting
again? You just streaming my podcast? Are you leaking it?
Leaking it.
No. But yeah,
GM
They're going on
threatens
strike.
to send. Wow.
yeah. Against the big three, I don't remember what their is. It GMC,
Damn. Ford cuts 600 jobs.
GM, Ford, and Stellantis. Yeah,
Yeah. So like the big three American companies, basically.
yeah. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Well, yeah. They're all half that
should
shit's owned. Most of that shit's owned by Ford.
We're gonna make every job in America automated.
Yeah. But I love that they asked for like a 40% raise over the course of 6 years, and like the CEO of the company of, I forget which one, it might have been GM, raised her own salary by 40% in a year. And it's like, yeah, they probably deserve a bit of that, right?
We've on the side of the union workers who say record corporation profit should yield a record contract. In quotes, we have roughly $10 an hour in wages. 6 years. That's what they're averaging is $10 in wages.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time in the last decade, these companies have made $250 billion in profit. And
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you gotta send some love towards your employment, or else they're gonna hate you. And, like shit
Right.
like this happens.
I fucking hate this shit so much. There's that dude, we talked about this on the podcast last week or the week before. There was this dude in Australia. I don't know if you've seen the clip of him being like, we need to remind people that they work for the employers and shit. And it's like, that is such a disgusting take that you like.
It really is.
Or like
It's
Bob
gross.
Iger with the SAG strikes being like, we'll wait for them to starve and lose their homes before we, move or budge.
See, my thing about this is like, okay, I don't have a problem if you're a company owner and you go out and you invest all of your money and you take out big loans to start a company. I'm not saying that you should have to share every profit you have with your employees, right? But pay them a living wage. Like, shit.
Well, I
Pay them a
think
living
they...
wage, give them proper health insurance, dental, eye. Like, let them, like, make sure they're comfortable, and like, you'll get better production out of them. They'll want to come to work. You know,
I think it's different with these
like,
corporations, right? Because like if you have a single business that's like you're the owner and you have like maybe 2 employees and you have one dude who helps you stock and you have a cashier, then it's like obviously, yeah, I could see how like you pay them enough to live, but they're not sharing in like all of the profits and shit like that, right? But it's like you have these companies like in every sector, like Bob Iger in Disney, or like Bobby Kotick in Activision Blizzard, or this bitch from GM, who are getting paid millions and millions of dollars every year while price gouging their client base, while giving themselves multi-million-dollar raises while laying off hundreds of thousands of workers at a time. And it's like the people working, if they walked out tomorrow, you would not have a business, right? Like that's the whole point of a strike, is that like their business and the money they make is only applicable as long as they have workers, because as soon as those workers leave and they don't come back, you are not making money. The business is not making money for you to get paid to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you need to
if you starve with people buying your shit too, like
yeah.
So looking at this right now, it says union strategy: 13,000 workers at Midwest plants, 9% of the big 3 automakers. They are asking for a 40% increase in pay.
Yeah.
Which
That's
I'm
not
assuming isn't that much. How much is the... Because I'm assuming they're getting paid around minimum wage, right?
I think it's around 15 something an hour, which is, I mean, it's double federal, but that's not a lot. Like, that's what you get paid at Target.
Yeah, and like...
I was going to say...
Yeah.
That would be like a $6 to $7 increase.
$6 increase. So they became paid $21.
A $6 increase, and the thing, I believe it was over the course of 4 to 6 years. So not even all at once. Slowly.
Yeah. So yeah, and not just that, but when companies go out and they make pay increases, right? What happens is, like this happened with me whenever I worked at I can't say the name of the company, but whenever I worked at a ambulance company somewhere in California, I was getting paid minimum wage, right? But then they added pay scaling, right? And I only had worked there for a year. But in order to get paid more, I would have had to work for 3 more years, and I only got $1 raise. So, like, in reality, when they start pay scaling, people don't actually get that pay. If you've been working there for a while, you'll get the pay bump immediately, right? But say you have been working there for like a couple months to a year, right? You're not getting that pay bump for another like 2 years because they don't want to give it to you.
Yeah.
So
it's all.
Aren't you also getting
stupid.
screwed on your overtime as well?
It wasn't that bad. I mean, well, overtime's a different story. That has more to do with state and federal taxes than it does the company itself.
Yeah, the company isn't paying you over. If they had the choice, they wouldn't pay you overtime. Like that's not a bonus. That's the state saying they have to pay you for overtime. You know?
Yeah.
But
But
it's one of those things. I was thinking about it the other day, like the big box store I used to work for, Target. I remember seeing. So like basically a store like Target, like your average super Target, whatever, is making close to like anywhere from $1.5 to $2 million a week, right? And they have about 220 employees that are all making $15 an hour. A lot of them, or like a handful of people, won't be making $15 an hour. Obviously, if they're like an ETL or management or leadership or the director of the store, obviously those people are probably making more than $15 an hour. But say you take off like that last bit and you take 200 people making $15 an hour, that costs that Target store about $6 million a year.
Compared to the 1.5. So how much are they making a month?
To about $1 million a week. $4 million in a month. That's during a regular week. That's not including like Christmas when they make $4 to $5 million a week. So your average big stores like Walmart and Target are making enough money that they cover their entire employees' yearly salary in about a month and a half.
They're probably paying more in just like the fucking products they're like shipping in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that too, as far as like getting products in and stuff like that. But still,
But I find it so
over the
hard to
course
believe,
of 52
like,
weeks a year, you're talking
my thing
about
is-
almost 5 or close to 10 times as much money they're bringing in as is their salary allowance for labor. And that's if they're all of those employees are getting 40 hours a week, which if you've worked at a big department store like Target or Walmart, you do not get 40 hours a week. Maybe during Christmas
That's gonna
time.
happen.
But you're
And
going to
the
get
thing that's
25,
crazy
30
about
hours.
it- the thing that I find kind of crazy about it is like I find it hard to believe that they can't pay like their workers a little bit more when you have people at the top making
Millions.
I don't know millions and millions of dollars a year.
This is like the thing of
literally,
like
cut your CEO's paycheck in maybe like down by like 10% and you could probably pay all your fucking workers with that. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Well, that's like the thing, right? Like when Nintendo was doing really poorly and like when the Wii U came out and it failed, the CEO cut his pay by like 50% or whatever so that they could keep their staff on. And like that same sort of thing, if you applied it, like say you took Bobby Kotick, I think it was 2019 or 2020, whenever Black Ops 4 came out, Activision Blizzard laid off 1,800 employees and gave Bobby Kotick like a $30 million raise, which, if you divided it up evenly, would be enough to pay all of those people $40,000 for another year or two, which is like
that's crazy.
you're choosing to drop almost 2,000 people getting paid like $24 an hour so that you can have $30 million extra, which I don't even know how you fucking spend that much money. Honestly,
Dude, honestly, it's crazy. I mean, and I think that like people that are rich, and I totally I'm a capitalist. I love like I play in the stock market a little bit. Like I make my own, but
I think there's a limit. There's
something to be said about like, well, like for example, I think Elon Musk, like people at Tesla, they're not on strike because they get fucking paid. You know what I mean? Like, and Elon Musk doesn't. He is very very rich, but I think.
Oh, what you keep cutting out now?
Yeah, I know. I just keep seeing it happen. I know, but like, yeah, it just. And then you have companies like In-N-Out, and they pay their employees
they pay way
$21
better.
an hour.
And they're so much smaller than like a company like McDonald's, right?
No, exactly. And then like I was talking to my sister, and she said that like managers get paid like 30, and like and like if you become like a GM or something like that, so a store or a couple of stores, right? You're like getting paid upward of $100,000 a year.
You know what they're advertising for a starting or for like a general manager or whatever out here for McDonald's in the Great South where capitalism's on the rise? $20 an hour. $20 an hour to manage McDonald's.
That's good pay in California though. Like $20 an hour is good pay in California.
It is.
Yeah. Not for a GM.
Not for a GM.
Yeah, exactly. Not for a
GM, but like, I mean,
for starting pay, yeah, sure, but like, but that's not even starting pay. I mean, like out here, you still have places paying $7 an hour, $12 an hour, which is not enough for anyone.
It's fucking crazy. We have like children that are managers, bro. People are like 21, 22.
Yeah, but it's also the thing of like, it's also different between you have like. I can almost buy the excuse of like, okay, it's a smaller store that has like 2 employees and like they're getting paid $15 an hour or whatever. Yeah, fine. It's a small store. They only make, $6,000 a month or some shit, right? But you have these companies like McDonald's, which is on 5, I think they're on all 7 continents, right? Or 6.
I think so. I think they're all.
All except for Antarctica. Is Antarctica a continent? It is, right? Because it's land. It's got dirt.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think it is.
So they're on 6 continents, all over the globe, and they're still paying people like $12 an hour.
I don't even want to wait up. I don't even want to talk about. I don't want to bring this up because it's kind of outside of my territory, and I don't pay.
We're getting
attention
very political
to
today.
I don't pay attention. I don't pay attention to other continents and like countries.
Yeah.
But I don't even. I mean, I'm gonna look up like Philippines. Like if you look up Philippines and like you look up like minimum wage or like whatever they get paid,
that's sweatshop land. Like that's where they have children
that's
making
what
Nikes.
I'm saying, right? Is like it's completely different. Like the thing about capitalism is like you cut corners. They cut corners where they can, You know
Yeah,
what I
which
mean?
is
To make
fucked.
as much profit as possible.
They would, yeah, they would pay you as little as they could. They would pay you nothing if they could.
Well, they're trying to. There's that McDonald's in Texas that opened up that's totally automatic. Like, it has no human employees. If they
kinda
could,
sick,
they would pay
actually.
you nothing.
I'm just, yeah. But the thing that's cool about like an automatic like that, right, is like people have to come in and they have to go fix the stuff eventually, and they have to replenish the stuff in
That
there.
would be awesome if
And
we
those
had.
guys get paid decent wages. I'm assuming they're
That would be
probably
awesome
technicians
if
and
we
stuff.
had people that were getting educated correctly. But you have a lot of people that are now, for some reason, I don't know why, but like there's people now that want to completely defund like the Department of Education and shit.
Well, I think that's also because of like the like colleges over the past 10 years going way left and pushing.
But that's not the Department of
ideologies
Education.
through.
Those are all private, almost entirely private colleges. We're talking
Well,
about like
I mean, but,
elementary
like-
schools and
but,
middle
like-
schools and high schools.
Even there, it happens.
We're also making it like
mean-
college level educations.
It
more and
happened.
more
I mean, it's happened to me, and it
Well-
happened to me in high school.
See, I don't
Like-
think that's a bad. I think it's weird because when people say like left or right, because I think right now the current political climate in America is that the left, the quote unquote left in America, like Democrats, are on the right of the spectrum. Like they're right, they're just not as far right as like kind of conservative Republican types are.
No,
I think yes. I think it's very much
I think
yes.
I think that like there are two sides to like what's happening in America right now, and I think that like basically it's people that think that like the government's fucking evil for the most part, and then there's the people that like don't give like those are the two sides, right? I think that's what's happening in America because like I don't think anybody in America is like gonna be thrilled about having to vote for left or right leaning presidents
Oh, no one.
next year because I don't think anybody thinks that like I don't think for the most part most people that I talk to don't think that like that anybody's gonna legitimately win an election. They think it's gonna be rigged again, and like I don't think anybody gives a shit anymore. They just want to have theirs like protect their own, you know.
Kind of. I just don't want to see an octogenarian on the ballot box.
I don't know what I don't
80-year-old,
understand that word.
80-year-old, old
Oh,
person,
yeah.
fucking corpses, having heart attacks, shitting their pants in the middle of a talk.
I think a step in the right direction would be to start employing term limits for the Senate and Congress, right?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a huge step in the right direction. And then not just that, but
Fucking
maybe
age
we
limit.
maybe we stop focusing so much on who the fuck is president and we start thinking about who we vote into Congress. Because that plays more of a role than president fucking time.
I think they both do, but
Bro,
it
In the
doesn't help
Supreme
having
Court, I think we're
like
seeing an
people
age
who
ver-
don't know how to form a sentence in power. You know?
I mean, yeah. And also, I think they get paid way too much. I don't think they
yeah.
should be getting paid 100.
Well, they can't. Did
I'm
you see
kidding.
the senator from Arkansas who said if politicians weren't allowed to trade stocks, that nobody would be in it, basically admitting that he's in it for the money and he does not really give a shit about the people he's
No,
representing?
yeah. Insider trading is such a big problem. In fact, actually, I mean, that's how I do most of my trading.
Inside.
Shout out to shout out to insider trading. It's like a website
Kraken
where you can
or Robinhood?
yeah, where you can not Robinhood, but like there's like a website that you can go and just look up what politicians are trading right now on the stock market. And I follow those trades. I think I'm up like $200 in the past month. So shout out that. Yeah, if you want to look at somebody who makes a lot of money, and honestly is probably one of the richer politicians, look up Nancy Pelosi. Her net worth is insane. And
Yeah, because she won't fucking
did.
die.
Not just that, but like her insider trades are great, and I wonder why, right? Like she just has, she's on all these.
I wonder why
committees
she hasn't
about-
quit yet, or why she's going for re-election, even though she's going to be close to 90. Like,
Yeah,
she's in a wheelchair.
these people, the politicians in this country have fucked us for the most part.
Oh yeah, Reaganomics. It doesn't trickle
I
down;
wouldn't
it goes
even-
down. Like,
I wouldn't even say it's just about that. I just think like
in
like
general.
California is a shithole because of like I think Democratic leadership for the most part. And the thing that sucks is like old Democrats. Like my grandma's an old Democrat. Like she was a Democrat and she didn't vote for. She was too little to vote for JFK, but like she was on that side, right? And like now she's considered right, like right leaning, even though like on social issues she's way more.
Well, that's what I'm saying, right? That's what I
am.
mean by like Democrats. Most
Most real
midline Democrats are right leaning. I think they are more, and not I don't mean right leaning as far as like they're fucking, whatever, but they're more right leaning than like what I would consider to be liberal or progressive.
I think that like the liberals now are not at all what liberals used to be.
Well, no, that's how that works. Like things change and evolve. Republicans in 1863 are not the same as Republicans today.
I know. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like. I think that there's
Nice.
a group. There's like Democrats that are basically middle, right?
Yeah.
Because like the Democrats that are in office are way too radical, and it basically just makes it to where they don't want to vote for those guys, and like they also don't want to vote for the right because they're liberal. They're more liberal anyway, so they just don't vote at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, but this is
So-
a complex issue that isn't going to be solved by a group of 20-year-olds. Fair. And I don't have a lot of expertise in it either, so I don't want to say too much and get myself.
I think I could solve all of our issues in about a day. Elect me. Buster McTunder for president.
Dude, I think I can solve half of our issues, but I don't know.
Yeah. So I actually did have another question to take us out of this because this is going to rot my brain. It reminds me of like looking at Twitter and watching my eyes fall out of the sockets. But like, so if we took, a Sherman tank, which ancient civilization do you think would fare best against it?
Ancient? How old is ancient?
Like before pre like Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
So like 1600s and back.
I want to say the Romans, but shit, I couldn't recommend that. I think that you would have to go with the closest. I think geography would play a big part into this, wouldn't it?
Maybe. So are you putting the tank outside of like whatever their home would be?
Yeah, I mean like.
Because then it would be better if it was, or like people in castles and shit would stand a better chance, right? Because Rome is just a city. Like there's no, it would just roll into town.
Yeah, or like if you put it in Egypt.
Yeah.
And like.
Actually, I don't know if it would work in Egypt because
heat,
like
and sand.
Well, yeah, heat and sand. Like it would just stop, wouldn't it? I guess they got the advantage there. Well, no, they had tanks that fought in Africa, right?
Yeah, I mean. But I don't know the
it would
terrain
be
that
easy.
they fought on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know how tanks react to sand dunes, to be honest. I mean, they're on treads, so I'm sure they'd be okay, right? I mean, they could go through snow.
Just starve out the tank.
What?
Only very deep snow and or sand will stop a tank. So only if it's really deep.
Yeah, so I mean...
Because they're wide. Yeah, I guess that's it. Because it's got like snowshoe type style to the treads.
Good. Honestly, fuck. Civilizations? What about... Honestly, like a really good one would be like...
Before...
If you're talking like a civilization that lived in like the Himalayas and they'd probably win. Because you can't maneuver a tank in the Himalayas at all. Yeah. Mountains. Somewhere in the Middle East like that.
Yeah, in India.
Just put it in the fucking Arctic and watch it fall through the ice. Just get it somewhere soft.
Who wins? The Sherman tank or a polar bear?
Easily polar bear, easily.
Easily. I think I can agree on that one.
Polar bear just fucking mouths the tank.
I think like the play might be like
POV.
I think the play for like civilization might just be like whatever they had going on in England 1600s.
Oh, like feudal knights and shit.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be the play, right?
I'm trying to think because what
castles and
does
shit,
any of those
and, like,
things have that they
also
could
catapults and shit. Like, I feel like they could take it out if they just
maybe
threw
a
enough
catapult?
rocks at
But
it.
how accurate are
you know?
catapults? Like I feel like a tank is faster than a catapult, like as far as aiming and firing.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think if you take enough pot shots at it, you win, right?
You just gotta hit it before it gets to you, like tower defense.
Because like if they did, well, I mean, if they're shooting catapults from within, like a castle,
Like it's got to get through the castle walls.
Yeah, it has to get to the castle walls before it can even hit that.
So I'm trying to think because like most of these civilizations and shit don't obviously they don't have anything that can pierce a tank's hull. Like what are they got to get close enough to like open the hatch.
Yeah, I mean,
The only
if
thing you
it's
can
one
do
tank,
is-
they just have to overrun it. That's all they have to do.
What,
You have
what
to,
are they just stand in front of it
there's
like
mobility.
team and square?
Oh, they just send. If you send enough bodies at anything, it'll stop. You know, like whether it's rust from the blood or they actually get inside of it.
So you're saying the
it.
strat for a tank is like the World War II Russian strat: 6 men, 1 tread. Like
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
No, 'cause it's like, well, yeah.
gung up
literally
the
World
wheels, men.
Oh, dude, like World War II Russia, because like the gunner, dude. Have you guys? So like, I was actually watching a video on like the Battle of Stalingrad, bro.
Yeah.
And like they sent like the Panzer Division in, right? And the machine gunners on top of the Panzers, they sent like waves of just like people out there, and a lot of them didn't have guns, and they just mowed them down, literally mowing them down.
Yeah.
So the question is, which one of the civilizations have the most people? Because then that's your best shot at winning. Because you don't got.
If you had said,
I mean, maybe bow and arrows.
if you allowed like
Bow and
if
arrows
you
are
allowed,
not
like, 200
piercing a
years
tank at
more,
all.
I would.
I mean,
If you said 200 years more, I would have said the French, but
Oh, maybe. So the largest
A Napoleon?
population of. So the Romans had a population of 60 to 76 million people, which is like what, a little bit more than California?
I have a question.
Huh.
This is a serious question. Okay, do you think that if you sent in like, what's it called? Oh my god, my brain
Yeah.
just went blank. My brain just went blank. Holy shit. Oh no, the Huns. What are they called?
Huns? Like,
you're talking like Mongolians?
Yes, Mongolians. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry. I hope that's not a racist term. I'm gonna get
no.
canceled. Okay.
It's only racist if you're the Winnie the Pooh, but I don't give a fuck about him.
So yeah, like, so Mongolians were like horseback riding, and they had their bows. I don't think that like the tank could kill them very easily because how quick horses are, and it's all like grass on there, so they'd have plenty of room to operate.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't.
Would they be smart enough to kind of figure out what to do with that thing though?
I don't know.
They would definitely outmaneuver it, but
So-
would they be able to do anything about
Oh wait,
it?
I have a question.
But Mongolians
How
also had
utilized was-
gunpowder and fireworks.
That's what I'm saying. So how
Fair.
much do they actually utilize like fire and like
I don't know how often they used them in
Molotovs
Conquest.
and shit, basically? Because that's the question.
How
'cause,
much
like, if they
gunpowder would you
did-
need?
How much
Hey
gunpowder?
Jamie, can you look up how much gunpowder you would need to blow out a tank tread?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You take out a tread and it can't move anymore, and you basically win at that. Just don't stand in front of it. You know?
Sherman tanks, 33 tons. Damn.
Yeah.
So I mean,
We're just one tread.
so yeah, you just have to take out one
Weapons
tread.
involving gunpowder were extensively used, so yeah, they probably did.
So you think
Fire
like
lance.
what they? I'm thinking like shit like that and like Molotov.
They could probably burn them
weapons.
out. Yeah, if they just like light
Yeah.
everything around the tank on fire.
Because I mean, if it's all grassland too, they just start a huge fire and like the people
Cook 'em
inside
alive?
of it,
Bronze
yeah,
bull
literally,
them?
Exactly. That's exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
So are we saying that the Mongols win again?
Yes, I do. That's what we're saying right there.
The Mongols are unstoppable.
And they were back in their time too. So
Yeah, they, they were really up
Honestly,
there.
I think just like talking about is like this environment. I think plays a big role into this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if,
I mean, because
You know
you
what I
put
mean?
them in Russia, if you put them in Russia in the middle of winter, they lose because of conditions. They freeze to death inside the fucking tank.
yeah.
So, I mean,
What if you dropped it in like ancient Tokyo and then you just have like this Shirai Ryu show up and they like, cut the tank in half with their flaming kunai, you know? You get Hanzo to take care of that shit.
It's funny.
Bro, just leave the island, and then where's the tank gonna go? In the ocean?
You just abandon the tank behind. That's another one. I totally forgot about that. Mortal Kombat 1 came out this week.
I haven't played it.
The end of last
I
week.
don't even.
It looks
How
so
is it?
fucking good, man. I haven't played it because it technically came out today and I haven't purchased it. Fuck. But
Oh, Star Game you hate.
Starfield, I've talked so much about Starfield. I do not want to talk about Starfield ever again.
Yeah.
That game
Got it.
fucking sucks so much, dude. It is. I mean, it's not like the worst game ever made, but like people really hype this up, or even still, they maintain that it's like the game of the decade. But it's like it's not even fucking
That's
close,
the fucking fanboys,
That's what-
bro.
dude. Bethesda, and for some reason now Bethesda fanboys are Xbox fanboys. The amount of people I saw a dude on Twitter X earlier today say Spider-Man 2 is only going to take place in a small section of New York City. Starfield, infinite planets to explore. And I'm like, okay, it's a rock with more rocks on it.
Wait.
What the fuck about that is worth
Wait.
exploring?
So my thing about Starfield is like it could be interesting, but I don't think it's going to be interesting until they allow people to do their own mods. Because
Yeah.
once like mods
But-
come out, then people are just going to make a Star Wars. It's going to be lit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
but to me, like, that doesn't make a game good, which is, like, the biggest thing I fucking hate, is that people are like, but the mods! And it's like, that doesn't make it a good game. That just means...
No, yeah, and it's like, and I was going to use the argument that like, oh, you have Skyrim, but Skyrim was a good game before they ever introduced mods. To be fair,
I don't know. I think Skyrim was good for its time, yes, but then Starfield is just Skyrim, but in 2023, which means it's not a good game. Like, I think Fallout 4 was outdated when it came out.
yeah. So that's that about that.
Starfield is just building blocks for mods, and then people are gonna call that a good. That's the issue.
Yeah, like they're still on a 2-decade-old game engine. They can't run more than 30 FPS on shit. I saw a dude comparing the Uncharted collection or whatever to like the Gears of War collection or like the Gears of War games on Xbox, because like Gears of War is upscaled to like 60 FPS and 1080p and stuff like that, versus like on PlayStation you have to get like the Nathan Drake collection, like the remasters, to get everything. And that it only runs at 30 FPS or whatever. And it's like, well, Starfield came out this year and it runs at 30 FPS. So like, what is your thing? You're trying to say Xbox runs better, but it's like the brand new AAA game from Xbox runs at 30. Like, that's not a good argument.
I mean, to be fair though, like I haven't played it at all, and I don't even know, but I bet you like I have a 3060, right? And I could probably run that game better than an Xbox One could.
Probably. Well, on PC it's up to 60, but on Xbox Series S and X it is locked at 30.
It's locked. You can't do
Yeah.
anything about that.
You can't until mods come out, but like you cannot do more than 30. And I don't even do 30 most of the time. Like, cuz like most other Bethesda games, if you turn your head too fast in a city, the game immediately lags and like it hasn't crashed on me yet, which is surprising, but like it's just disappointing because I go down to like 5 frames a second if I look around too fast. So it's like, it's not really...
I'm not like a big Microsoft supporter or anything, but that whenever it comes to like the frame rate on that doesn't. I know Microsoft owns Bethesda, but that feels like the itself versus.
That is
you know.
Bethesda's issue, but like,
Microsoft.
still. People are fucking brain dead. But also, yeah, new news, Elder Scrolls 6 is not going to come to PlayStation as well.
Wow. Yeah, PlayStation might be in some trouble, but they still have Spider-Man, so...
I don't know. I don't think Elder Scrolls 6... After seeing Starfield, I do not think it'll be worth it.
It depends, because if they make
You
it
know,
like
I was kind of.
an actually good game, then maybe, but...
If...
You know what was the
they're still going to be
exclusive that
using
kind
the
of
same
bums me
engine.
out?
So I do not think it has the ability to be a good game if they're on the same engine.
Dude, honestly, I think it'd be better if they use like
Just go to Unreal
just
Engine.
anything else.
Do literally
literally-
anything. They've been using the same engine for 2 decades, and by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, that engine will be 2.5 decades old.
Yeah.
Recently? Dude, the PlayStation exclusive that actually kind of like bummed me out is Silent Hill 2 remake.
I don't
that
play
coming
So
out?
you're
Silent
gonna
Hill.
out that was a PlayStation? It's coming out soon, but yeah, I got announced that it's gonna be a PlayStation. That bummed me out, bro. I don't care about Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. Oh, this is another thing I forgot about. So back to Mortal Kombat. By the way, it looks fucking cool. I haven't played it, but it looks awesome. I like all the characters and everything they've done with it. This is the most surprising part. I'm gonna put this in our memes chat, and I'll put this on screen for people still listening. Basically, Mortal Kombat 1 is coming out on PS5 and Xbox Series, but it's not coming out on PS4 or Xbox One. But let me pull this up. Pull it up, Jamie. It will be coming out it has come out on the Nintendo Switch, which is
Interesting.
notoriously weaker than the Xbox One and PS4. And if you look at this little comparison that I've shown,
That's fucking
is
hilarious.
wildly
Is
different.
that real?
that is what it looks like on Switch.
So
Trust
funny.
me.
That's so cool.
It's
I
so
have a
ridiculous.
Switch, too. I have a Switch, so I might
It's a
try
whole
that.
nother game.
It is.
It's a whole nother game.
My favorite part is that Mortal Kombat on mobile looks better.
That's so cool.
and the Switch version is still $70, which
Who
kind of
is that
sucks.
even supposed to be?
That's Johnny.
That's Johnny
That's Johnny.
Cage.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
those eyes. He doesn't have eyelids in the Switch version. Like,
Dude, yeah, that's.
it's not even just lower res. It's literally like less.
It's just. That doesn't make sense.
Oh God.
If we're talking about engines, like gaming
Yeah,
engines,
game
and
engines.
stuff like
You
that.
talking
Source 2 for CS:GO.
Oh, yeah.
2. CS:GO 2 as in like limited testing, and it looks beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks great. I've seen some gameplay on it, and I really think that when they release it and it holds up to like what the original is, that they just revived their entire. I mean, not that the esports died with the last event was huge, anyways, but like they just revived and also like I think they're at the top of the Steam market right now. I can check on like players
Yeah.
because people are getting ready for it to drop. But knowing Valve, they're gonna push it back as far as they possibly can because they're gonna be like, oh, it's not ready yet. But honestly, I'd rather be when they release it than it
Fine.
not be ready and then they release not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Damn, CS:GO
Cyberpunk
is
is
still
turning
at
out
the
to
top.
be a good game, but it
Oh,
took
yeah.
them to release it and it be really shitty, and then them going back and fixing it for it to
Updating
be
it.
a good game.
It
You know,
still
I'd rather
looks-
just have a good game on release.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like CS:GO. It does, but it looks nice for CS:GO. It looks
Yeah,
really
I mean
nice.
CS:GO
And
is
also-
still fucking their highest played game on Steam.
Yeah.
Like according to Steam charts, like CS:GO is currently at almost 800,000 people playing right now.
Yeah. So I mean, I can hop on Steam right now and literally just pull it up.
Baldur's Gate 3 is still fucking going hard. Starfield not so much.
Valve's not gonna release any of their games
TF2
on
is beating
console.
Apex Legends. Team Fortress 2 refuses to fucking die, bro.
Team Fortress 2 is
Yes.
awesome, dude. I love that.
I wish we got it like fully ported to console because you can only get it in the orange box and it's like a watered down version of TF2.
It is.
Destiny 2.
Yeah, right
Payday
now
2.
there's about 700,000 in game
Yeah.
on CS:GO, and when CS2 comes out, I think it's gonna be great. I've seen there's a lot of hype behind, and I mean, I'm just like I barely play CS:GO,
Yeah.
but as an avid
See,
FPS player, I am very hyped for it.
yeah.
It's basically like I feel I think it's gonna go well enough that like the esports is gonna be like peak CS:GO esports again, with the revival. It's basically like a whole new revival. It's basically they're gonna do what Overwatch 2 was supposed to do. Basically,
Yeah. Dude, the fact that
Like,
they
and-
canceled Overwatch's campaign, that's still fucking stupid to this day.
No, yeah, and I think that Blizzard really fucked themselves. They really shot themselves in the foot with Overwatch 2, because
Yeah.
you can't.
Because they fucking
They just lied.
tried to resell their first game, thinking nobody would fucking notice.
Yeah,
they're
and
like,
you can't
"How
even
about
go
we
back
just-"
and play Overwatch 1 anymore, which is the biggest L.
Crazy, yeah, and
Because it's not a separate game. They took their
just an
servers, their
update.
assets, everything.
Yeah, it's just an update. It's not it's not a game. Not a new game.
Yeah.
It would have been less offensive
Yeah.
if they actually made it a separate game with a separate download that instead of the same thing.
The $70 update.
well, it's free now, isn't it?
It's
when was
free
it?
now because people gave them a shit ton of backlash for trying to sell it.
I
Yeah.
don't remember
It's
that.
like
And then,
It was
a-
always
and then
supposed to
they
be
came
free.
out. Then they came out with a million different new skins and shit, and they're like, "Hey,
Well, yeah,
how
that
about you
too.
buy that shit?"
No,
I hate that
it,
trend in games
it
so
had
much.
a price tag at first.
I think that. I
Overwatch
think
2
that,
I thought it was the
uh,
PvE had a price tag, but the multiplayer was always going to be free.
No, that was
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
no, that was something. That was something later. No, it was gonna have a price tag. And then like yeah, people gave him shit for it, and then they were like, okay, the multiplayer's free, like the game's gonna be free, but when we do our story mode, it's gonna be like a DLC, like a paid DLC thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then,
you know
they're
what's-
not
they
doing
canceled
that.
And you know what's sad is like, so like when talking about games that could have a legacy like CS:GO, right? There are two games that come to mind. It comes Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch, and the two routes that they took that aren't the same like they're not the same as CS:GO, right? Is like you remake your game, but you don't actually remake your game, like Overwatch, or you just keep adding shit to the game that you already have and let it die slowly, like Rainbow Six is doing right now.
Yeah.
And then you have CS:GO, and they're gonna actually remake the game and just make it like put on a new engine and just give it a whole update, basically, and it's gonna succeed. And that's all they have to do, and it's gonna do way better than.
See, my biggest thing is like, what is Ubisoft Montreal doing if they're not focused on Rainbow Six? Like, what projects are they on?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Is that
it's
who's
crazy.
doing?
No, the crazy part.
Oh,
I don't know
I
what
think
it
they're-
is.
I don't know what's
You know what's
Ooh.
crazy is now they're only doing like they slowed down production of what they're going to be doing for Rainbow,
So
and Rainbow is still their
Oh.
most played game on Steam.
yeah.
It's,
So Montreal did For Honor, Rainbow Six, Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't know if they did Mirage, doesn't say here, and then Hyperscape.
no,
Is
yeah,
it For Honor? I thought Siege and For Honor were two different
no,
parts of
they're both.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft Montreal, they're both.
Fuck.
So yeah, so neither of those games are
Also-
getting.
Also, they killed their own esports.
Yeah.
Dude, Ubisoft loves killing their esports.
What? Who
I don't
else had an
know what it
esports
is.
thing that died recently? Wasn't that League?
No,
Their whole
no,
esports
no.
scene died. I
No.
thought it was League, or was it Valorant?
Not a chance. I think it was Valorant. It had to be.
Okay, because I remember there was one where
League
they
is
said
still
like they shut it
probably
down.
the most popular game in the world.
Yeah, I don't know how that fucking happened because like who the fuck plays League besides loser
You're gonna hate me,
virgins
but I have
Dylan.
like
like
50 hours in that game. It's
Yeah.
pretty fun. I mean, it's a fun sometimes game for me. But
I'm
some people
so
really
glad
love
your
it.
mic is
Big game.
falling apart as you said that. That was perfect timing.
It's a free game. That's why Fortnite got really popular.
Oh.
That's why it got popular.
Well, I think Fortnite's more popular not just because it's free, because there was a lot of free what do you call it, battle royales there for a minute, and none of them succeeded except for Apex, Fortnite, and
Well-
Warzone.
Fortnite was the first free one.
Ugh.
Well, it was, but like there was a lot of ones that followed suit, but it's the only one from that age that's kind of survived.
Well, my thing with it is like I think there's other reasons for it, but I think that has a huge thing to do with it
Well, yeah,
and why it gained
it would
such
not
an
be as successful if
effort.
it was paid.
And then I think kind of like what made it like stick around is because other companies, people can be smart, and we can all acknowledge that the reason why Apex exists, the reason why Warzone exists, is because they want
Because of
Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
Off
Dude,
Fortnite.
I had someone, dude, the fucking Gears of War community sucks. Someone in there told me that, like,
It's
Fortnite
a
is
war, battle
not,
royale.
yeah, or that, Fortnite is not the reason battle royales were super popularized. It's because it was PUBG, which PUBG was important, and it was, very important as far as bringing battle royales to the forefront. But
It's
like
an
without
introduction.
Fortnite,
Yeah.
it would not have exploded to the point that it is. There's a reason why
Oh,
Fortnite
yeah.
makes so much more money than PUBG. There's a reason why your mom and my mom and everyone's mom knows what Fortnite
Knows
is, and
what
they have a
Fortnite
whole
is, yeah.
aisle for it dedicated to it in Target and Walmart. And no one knows what PUBG is. I mean, if you play video games often, you know what PUBG is, but like, if you're not
I mean,
in this
shit.
realm, it's not
Yeah.
shit compared to Fortnite.
Yeah. And like the funny thing is like I know people I know people in real life that like still play the game and it's still pretty
Yeah.
popular. It's still like
It's
a popular
fun.
game.
I have not played it a lot because I don't fucking.
And I think that they're
If
super
I am-
smart for trying to get as much other like they have as many iconic
crossovers.
pop culture references
Yes,
into the game
dude.
as possible.
I
Because, like,
respect
if you want
Fortnite
to
so
build a
hard for that.
successful game, if you want to build a successful game, you can build it, right? But if you want to like add and keep relevancy over a long period in the mainstream media, you add
Thanos-
shit like that, and they know what they're fucking doing. That's all I mean.
Thanos hitting the
Well, I gotta
gritty over
say-
Joker while Batman does the stinky leg is the funnest shit in the world. And like the fact that
What I
it's
and
just
what I gotta add
possible.
to it-
The fact that Goku can get
What I
shit
gotta add
on
to it is
by,
if you were a
by
Fortnite
Master
fan,
Chief is crazy.
if you are a Fortnite fan, right? Imagine how fucking lucky you are to have a game that updates as fucking consistently as
Well, that's-
Fortnite.
Because
And
that's
not
the
just
only thing
that,
Epic
not
Games
just
does
the
now too.
consistent- Not just that it's consistent updates, but it's high quality as well.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
like
Also,
year to year,
I
it's
wanna
almost a
bring
different
in-
game.
Yeah, I want to bring in a new subject. I want to. This is really late. We're gonna be really late on this. But BattleBit, you guys heard of it?
No.
Wait, that doesn't
No.
sound familiar. What is that? Explain it.
It's basically okay. So it's this game, right? It's made by two
Oh,
developers.
I know what you're talking about. It's the
Made by
low
three
poly
different
Battlefield,
developers.
right?
Yes, and
Okay.
okay. So this game basically outsold fucking like the most recent Battlefield, and
what they
like
did.
it's made by like three different people, and it's not even.
Yeah,
it's
a
still
very
think
small
it's
studio.
early. I think it's also like early access. It has better and more consistent gunplay than fuck COD does,
Battlefield.
and COD's dying too. Speaking of dying
yeah.
games.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that like it's funny how people respond when they're playing a game that they can feel that the developers put a lot of love in instead of
Yeah.
something that's copy and pasted from the year before, and they don't give a shit and all they care about is putting out cool skins so that you can give them more money. Like
Well, yeah,
it's
that's
crazy
like-
what happens when that happens, you know?
This is something I was thinking about. I heard someone else talking about it on YouTube. Like GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 still have very active player bases because those games have so much love and care put into them, you know? Like The Witcher 3 still has loads of people who play it. The Baldur's Gate 3 is going to have people who play it for decades, but that's because they put a lot of love and care into those games versus a game like Call of Duty, which becomes obsolete year after year, or Assassin's Creed, which like is a super empty open world with nothing to do.
Yeah, if
Even
Activision,
super old
think- it's
FromSoft games have a huge dedication of players.
Yeah.
If I like were like, so I get like why Activision keeps making games and like why they keep making COD games because like people are
money.
obviously gonna buy it, right?
It's just a printing
Right.
machine. Like,
It really is a money printing machine, right? But eventually, like you're gonna keep like one of these years they're gonna put out and it's gonna lose. And
Maybe.
and
Dude,
people,
It's gonna
Like-
be now! Did you see what they're doing with Modern Warfare 3? I would
No.
hate to be a COD fan right now, dude.
what are they
Dude,
doing with Modern
so-
Warfare 3 that's so different?
So Modern Warfare 3 is releasing a year after Modern Warfare 2 released.
Yeah.
Because
Every
always put
single
one out.
map is. It's not every year. Usually, there's at least a little bit of time between like.
Well,
mainly
sequels,
of like a.
it's
a
normally every other
series.
year, but there's a Call of Duty every single year.
Yeah.
Are they
But here's the
Overwatch
thing.
2ing it?
Every single map, every single fucking map in the multiplayer is getting put over the Modern Warfare 3. It's gonna get touched up a little bit. They are taking so many fucking assets out to just put into this other game. I believe the only thing that is really changing is it's gonna be a different campaign.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they did with like the Madden games, right? Like Madden 20 still has logos in it that say Madden 2019 on those stadiums if you look really closely.
They didn't
fucking
do that,
hilarious.
did they?
Yeah.
Well, it's EA
Oh.
for you, dude. EA, dude. They just need to. Here's my thing, right? Is they need a.
$1 million
It sucks.
company.
It sucks that like they do this, but like they have these contracts with, like, FIFA didn't renew their contract with EA, by the way, so we might actually get a good soccer, which is crazy to think about. But but like you have like companies like EA and 2K who have the NBA or Madden and stuff like that, and they have the rights to these games for 5 years, so it doesn't matter if they make a shit game, because the next year if they make it a little bit better, the entire fan base is gonna rave about it. You know what I mean?
Here's this. I'm going to put this in the server, and I'll throw this up on screen. This is not what we're talking about, but...
I know
Like,
we're
my
probably
thing
like
is-
over an hour into
Oh,
our
yeah.
podcast. How
Where?
how
I
long are we
wish-
doing this?
This is
for?
a good episode.
I
man.
wish that we'd stop. I wish that we'd stop
It is.
paying. I wish that we'd stop paying for mediocre games.
I
and
fucking
just send
wish.
I wish that like the general like gamer population would just say fuck you, we're not buying this year's iteration of the
See-
same fucking game, and then let them know that like we don't give a shit if it's like you just have to put some effort into it. Like that's all we want. We
See,
just want
the issue
effort.
is you have to have in the entire player base stop, because like games, look at Overwatch 2. They've said, or at least insiders from the company at Blizzard have said, the reason why they got rid of the campaign and all that money they were putting into Overwatch 2 was because of Diablo Immortal. Like if Diablo Immortal came out and they saw that a single person would put $100,000-$300,000 into the game, and they didn't have to do any work for it, right? They're just buying like the in-game coins and shit. So it's like, why make a full campaign if we know people are just going to spend money? Which they obviously are, because they still have skins in Overwatch 2 and shit. Look at Apex, which has skins for like $160 that you got to get all at once. Call of Duty does the same shit. Like back in Vanguard or whatever, they charged you $5 for a red dot site. Like they don't care if like say like 1 million players stopped playing, because all they need is those $10,000 whales or whatever that'll spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting every single item in the game, you know?
No, yeah, it's just it's sad to see that like.
I'm glad to see that a lot of games a lot of pressure was put on games enough to get them to stop like putting gambling shit in games, you know? Like with Star Wars Battlefront 2 was like the first of that. But like they're still so fucking grubby. Like
It is kind of
Call of Duty said they were going to take a 2-year break, and then here they are a year later with a new game that's going to be $70 or $100 for like the
They're like,
the
guys,
extra ghost
there
skin.
isn't enough hype around this dog shit game we're gonna put.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
it's not even
And
like
then,
worth the story or anything.
Yeah, and then you have people like Face Jev who just play the game like nonstop, right?
Yeah.
And they just talk shit about it the entire time.
Which is like, why would you do that?
Josh,
Like that's why.
I know we
Keep going.
What?
I know we talked about this on my episode already, but I'm just curious about his viewpoint on this. Josh, did you hear about Tears of the Kingdom and Elden Ring was received by other companies? Did you hear what they said about it?
Oh
What
yeah.
did they say?
It wasn't Tears of the Kingdom. It was Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, it was Baldur's Gate? My
Yeah.
bad.
What?
Baldur's Gate and Elden Ring is an unfair expectation of what gaming should be, and this was said by like other gaming studios.
Yeah.
God,
These both came out. So when Elden Ring
like-
came out, developers from Ubisoft specifically, like I think it was the Valhalla team, because Valhalla had come out like just after Elden Ring, right? And developers from that team said that Elden Ring has really shit UI because it's immersive and because there's no like minimap or objective marker telling you where to go. So they said that's really shit, and it's like the worst experience I've ever had in a game. And then when Baldur's Gate 3 came out, developers came out and said this should not set the standard for games. This game is too good for you to expect it to come from these big AAA studios.
And you know that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't.
It's just.
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is like I feel like games like those, right? They're like they obviously get their spot in this. They have their spot in like the gaming world.
Yeah.
But like, I wish that the love that's put into those games would get transferred over into multiplayer FPS games. Like, can you imagine?
We do in some. We get good ones every once in a while. Like, I mean, Siege when it started, or like Titanfall 2 is still amazing to this day. But it's like, the giants are already at the top, so they have no reason to try because there is no competitor to Call of Duty right now.
Yeah,
Battlefield is dead.
Can you imagine if like Call of Duty took they actually took the 2 years off and they put.
You imagine if Call of Duty took like 3 or 4 years off and like came back with a fucking banger. Like they could. Dude. They totally have the means to do that. Like, but.
You know your franchise is shit when people still say that Call of Duty 2 is the best game in the entire franchise. You know
the one from 99?
The one from the one from literally 2004 or some shit. I don't even know. It's been 20 years and you haven't put out a better 21 years and you haven't put out a better game than that one. Really?
Yeah.
like it's just sad. It's really sad.
It is fucking retarded.
And
in the worst ways possible.
And you know what's sad? And you know what else is sad? The Halo franchise got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, I think Infinite's not bad. It's just there's nothing to it. Like it's empty. Like there's no content there. So it's like
but exactly.
Yeah, which sucks. Gears of War is one where I think it's just gotten worse, even though there is content and there is stuff to do. But it's like it's not fun unless you are a diehard Gears fan, and that's another series I think needs to die. I don't think Xbox has anything exclusive that they have that is good, you know, like they have nothing.
But and also Destiny 2, bro, don't even get me. Listen, so
hey, it's ending.
I'm gonna
finally.
just say yes, right? So the last 3 I think DLCs that were supposed to come out were the Witch Queen. This most recent one, which I forgot,
Lightfall,
right? And then this last one, right?
Shape.
So they come out with Witch Queen, and it's actually a banger, right? Like, got a cool new environment to play around in, a bunch of cool different unique quests, right? And a cool big boss to fight, and a new raid, right?
Yeah.
Sick. Love that, right? And then they come out with Lightfall. And they're like, fuck you. And they produce the most piece of trash DLC I've ever seen in a Destiny game. Dude, it's worse than it's literally worse than when they released Destiny 2. And Destiny 2, and literally, like, the beginning of Destiny 2 was dog shit. It's worse
Destiny
than that.
2 turned me off of Destiny until Witch Queen came out. Because I love Destiny 1. I love that game. Destiny 2 came out, and I was like, I do not like this game anymore. And then it wasn't until Witch Queen came out that I was like, oh, I'll give it a try.
Dude, and
was Witch Queen when the guy died, right?
No,
that was
he
for
died
second.
before that.
Okay.
Witch Queen was, I mean, you have like the big witch. I don't remember any like cinematic stuff from it, but like, yeah, that was the one 2 years ago now.
No, yeah,
or like beginning of last year, and then Lightfall is, I have not liked it as much. Okay.
Yeah, Destiny 2 had huge potential, and they fucked it up so hard.
Yeah, maybe Marathon will be fun.
I don't know. Yeah.
It will be a PlayStation thing though, because Bungie got bought out by PlayStation or Sony. So that'll be exciting. Imagine just like the Destiny 2, like the final launch just doesn't come out on Xbox or anything. It's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to... Okay, hold on. Let me look this up real quick. I have to make sure I have the right YouTuber here. If you want to learn more about the Destiny 2, because it is funny as hell, it's also very sad, but it's interesting.
Oh, it's very not great.
It's not great, but I love reading this type of stuff.
Yeah. I can link it below in the description for all of our listeners. Thank you, Spyro. But
Lightfall review. Where's this guy at? Videos. Where is it? This one? I'm sorry, I had to find it.
Waiting.
I had to find the guy.
This is really riveting. Well, we'll find that. I'll put that in the description.
Audio listeners, we love you to death.
Everyone else, we've been going for about an hour and a half, so we're gonna this is gonna be the end of it. Thank you to Steven Chisel Smile and Josh I So Smart for coming on today and making it lively.
You guys need to watch my last fucking episode. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was episode 12. You should go back and watch that. Share it with everyone.
Thanks for listening to me. I'm retarded, so take pity.
Yeah, give us updates. You know, make that happen. Thank you to everybody, and Ben, who's been here the entire time. Talk us out.